Just a second here, and I'll check on this. Screen placement's a lot tricky on this one. We'll try this, and we're going to start from the beginning and just do some Gradius, as it's actually probably called. I have this set up to skip the post on these games too, so it jumps right into the action. I'm using their original borders with all the widgets turned on, because I love widgets. I'm real into them. Just a second, I'll be right back. Alright, I am right back. Here we go. Did I accidentally take the third speed? I feel fast. I feel too fast. Not quite sure what's going on. Maybe this one doesn't feel like I remember. I don't know any like actual best survival strategy for this part, so this is just what I usually do. I know a lot of kids will probably think that this game's too old also, but I still find this one really fun. Like, I think it holds up great. I'll be playing the Japanese ROMs in most of these games. I never even saw the American versions of these, and they're not common. Nemesis and Vulcan Venture were not popular arcade games in the US to my knowledge. Gradius III didn't even come out here. 4 didn't come out here either, I don't think. And then 5's not even an arcade game, so that's kind of where the series went. Console anyway. I feel like starting with 3, the emphasis was much more on the console ports. Although 4, its only console port was this pack-in with the arcade version of 3 on PS2. It's a good game, though. I recommend it, and I like it. I think it's as fun as the other ones. I don't like its graphic style as much. There's an earlier example of them trying to go with 3D graphics. Gradius 5 is much, much better visually in that regard. but the gameplay is still quite good in 4. It's a fun game. And not overly hard, like some people say. It's a challenging one, but it's about the same amount of challenging as, say, Gradius Gaiden. It's not as bad as the arcade version of Gradius III, which you'll see is a fucking dick-ripping nightmare. Although that game's not nearly as hard as I thought it was. Turns out the PS2 port of that has a lot less slowdown than it probably should. And there's just that version's an absolute nightmare to play. Like, good luck with that shit. Oh, what a dumb way to die. After all that. Like I said, I think my ship was faster than normal, and I had some weird control problems I probably wouldn't normally have because of that. I don't know. This is my preferred speed. Maybe this is where I was. I think maybe... fuck. The first game just feels different than I realized. And now it's causing me problems. This is also a good example of Gradius and Salamander, when you die a lot. The easiest thing to do in these games after you die is die again. Die again immediately from the dumbest shit ever. Because you're so underpowered. This is going to be pretty tough with this limited loadout. There we go. That's not so bad. Not what I meant to do, but maybe that is a lifesaver. Let's see. It's probably a good area to have it, actually. I really, really want a multiple, though. Gotta get that real soon. Gotta get that real soon, or we're gonna have big trouble. There we go. Okay, this is gonna be tricky. I can see. Got a little too hairy down there. I didn't want to mention it while I was playing because I knew it would throw me off, but that's by far the best I've ever done in this arcade game. I'm pretty certain. We'll take a look at that here in just a second. We can probably just move on to the next game since I did way the hell better than I expected to. This is the fast way to see your ranks. To go to the very bottom at 548. Yeah, 142, 200. That's what we just got, right? 142, 200. $142,200. Yeah. So it puts me in the top 30% there. That's good. I feel like 1cc is possible for me on this game. I just have to put a lot of time into it. And I've practiced quite a bit now. Getting better at that all the time. Really like it. Trying to think of what order to do these in. Should we just roll down the list? Yeah, I can just roll down the list. That's fine. Then we'll mix up our Salamanders and Gradiuses together, but that's fine. This game I love the shit out of, and have gotten quite good at as well. Just to take a look what we're shooting for here before I start, and the Japanese ROM of Life Force. Or, I'm sorry, Salamander. I call it Life Force because that's what it was on the Nintendo, and it's based off the arcade Japanese Life Force game, which we'll play in a little while, which has a Gradius-ified weapon system. But this game runs entirely on Life Force rules, which are quite different than Gradius. All items are pickups. There's no power-up system with like selecting power-ups. You just pick up what's on the screen. When you die, you respawn where you are, and every other level is vertical. So I'm ranked 362 with 418,700 points. Let's do this.
Destroy them all. This whole chamber is empty. Pick it up for multiple.
And I did discover a small scoring strategy for this game, which I'll show.
Triple laser. Multiple. Pick it up for speed up.
Here's the part where the strategy comes into play, where you want to destroy as many of these things as you can, so you kind of use a spread here with the ripple shot, and spread out your shots and just really work it. As you can see, my score is just cranking up right now compared to the rest of the level. Like, this is the high scoring segment. And that's the difference between finishing the first level with a little over 200,000 points as opposed to a little over 100,000. It's a pretty big deal. Something you more or less gotta do. This also shows my inputs in the bottom left. Do you guys like that? I can do that for more stuff. RetroArch has that feature. I could set that up and I could show them more things if people are into that. I don't know if anyone cares. I don't know if I care. Sometimes it's interesting for fighting games.
Go up. Pick it up for later.
I guess I missed the laser. Weird, because I didn't think I did. Arse.
Later.
Good, this should help me kill the boss faster. I think.
An intruder has penetrated our force field.
Looks like the damage is worse than with the ripple laser, which I do not get. Why would that be the case? Feels like it's, yeah, it's almost definitely worse. I don't understand.
Speed up.
God, I got too panicky and moved too much. That sucks. I lost a lot out of that.
Multiple.
Oh shit. That's not even close to my high score though, is it? 315, 400. I feel like that's about as far as I ever make it, and I'm really surprised by some of the weird deaths I had there. Because I was doing so well at the beginning. That was a frustrating round. 418, 700. So yeah, I've crushed that score. I've absolutely crushed it before, despite not making it much further. Probably died more earlier in a spot where I could farm more points, and then died later. But that's not the kind of thing I do on purpose. So that's just the kind of thing that happens sometimes.
Speed up.
Still doesn't make sense for me to try and play with that strategy to just get further. Because eventually I'll have a more consistently higher score.
Multiple.
Then, if the game doesn't loop, you have to figure out strategies like that. And if it does loop, really you just want to play as long as you can. Rack up a score.
Ripple laser.
as tempted as I am to do this again, I'm gonna go back to the next game. Just keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. We'll do the Life Force version of Salamander, which I don't like nearly as well. It uses the Gradius power-up system, though, which I know a lot of people prefer, and it's more interesting in a lot of ways. But the game's not balanced for it, and you don't feel powered up enough for some of the shit that you're taking on. And that's just a fact about it. They even did some things to make that easier, like only having one level of a lot of stuff, and only like having the default speed one step higher, basically, to keep you from having to invest in that. And you still get a lot of power-ups like you did before. It's just that they were the power-ups that you spend or whatever. Also, you'll notice that they've redone the graphics a little more organic. That aspect of it did not carry over to the NES version, where they kept it with something that looked way more like the original Salamander graphics. I should really be going for a multiple and being stupid. Like on this part, I won't be able to rack up the score nearly the same way, just because I don't have multiples for it. I have some of it. It's not going to be terrible or anything, it's just, you know, it's not the same.
Midway through muscle tissue. Fire! 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 Destroy eye of mutant.
Pretty cool stereo effects on this. Different background tiles. These are green blobs instead of being like little ships like they were before. Boss in this level is changed to where it looks more like an organic thing with green vine arms.
Kidney stones cannot be destroyed.
Asteroids replaced with these cell globs. That's why they felt the need to add a voice telling you that they cannot be destroyed, because you would expect all the cellular blobs to be destructible. Honestly, I expected the asteroids to be destructible as well, or at least to break into smaller pieces, as we learned from games such as Asteroids. But it's not really doing any work here. Fuck. Now, one aspect of Salamander that remains is you can still get your options back after you die by flying into them. That aspect is preserved along with restarting where you die. I should point out that that's not true in the PC Engine version, which further Gradiusifies the game by setting you back when you die. And also seems to stick with the... But otherwise, is a port of Salamander, yeah. It's Salamander, except for, and it doesn't have the power-up system, but it does set you back when you die, and you can't grab your options after you die for that reason. Ah, fuck. So you can play this game remixed a lot of different ways. Somebody should, in fact, that's probably something that they should have done for this, was made like an ultimate version where you could choose which graphics set you want, whether or not you want a Gradius or Salamander power-up system, or whether or not you want to be set back or not when you die. It would have been cool for them to include all that, you know, like as a game with a bunch of switches and stuff. Sort of an unofficial ultimate version.
Inner chamber, warning, 20 danger zone.
That wouldn't be for high scores though. That'd just be for I like my Life Force Salamander a certain flavor, and it's the only way I want to play it, kind of thing.
At this place,
I got to the end of the same level, just with a much lower score, and I didn't make it even as far. Is it a high score for me though? I have no idea. Also not sure if there's some significant reason for having the blue and red players separate on this. Not quite my all-time high, but close to it. That's about how I do. 225 900 versus 217 200. I'm sorry about my dogs too. I have guests and they're just upset about it. Gradius 2 is a much harder game than Salamander. Much, much harder than Salamander, and quite a bit harder than Gradius 1. So, I'll be back with that in just a second.
destroy them all. Speed up. Missile.
Oh, also very hard to get powered up on this game. And as a game, just much harder than the, which I prefer. I think most people prefer the PC Engine CD-ROM port, which is nearly identical to this, just a little easier. And that little easier part makes for a better game. But some people prefer the arcade because they want a more difficult game, or just because it's, you know, got slightly better graphics, less flicker. Well, no flicker really to speak of. They do have slowdown. I can't tell if the slowdown in this is legit from emulation or if it's like timing shit that they put in now, because it does feel a little odd to me, but maybe that's just because of the way this hardware is. Maybe this hardware is just a little odd. Again, I don't have any experience with the real hardware on these games, because again, none of these were popular in the arcade in the US, at least not where I live, and were basically just console shooters. This was released as Vulcan Venture in the US, and I swear I never even heard of that fucking game. I don't think I had any familiarity with it at all back in the day. I would have been like, what, if you said that? That's some European shit?
10.
Easy peasy. Things start getting a lot less easy real fast here. What the fuck? What? Shield wall. What the fuck killed me? I didn't see it at all. I didn't see anything. I'm gonna have to watch the replay on that one. I'm really fucking this run up. I normally do way better than this. Typically I get to the end of this level and then that's where shit falls apart on me. On at least one occasion I've gotten past it. This isn't how I wanted to do my power-ups at all. It's just all 100% mistakes here. You're just looking at a bunch of mistakes. Probably a piss poor idea too. I made it through somehow. Probably should have switched the laser here, but I don't know. I was scared. I'm doing what I can. You know, taking the upward shot seems to be the smart move. Like, that's probably something I should start doing here. Actually worked out. I need one more speed, yeah. I was hoping it would blow up the pieces too, but I didn't know how it worked. That didn't turn out great. Shit! Ah! I don't know if it was a high score or not. It'll be fun to find out. Yeah, I'm 0. It doesn't save high score tables anyway. It loads a fresh save state every time you start the game, or it loads the ROM directly if you have post enabled. Which is good because, I mean, that's, you know, for scoring reasons, keeps things from getting jacked up or re-randomized in a weird way or something. But those score tables wouldn't mean anything for most people who continue and stuff anyway, so... oh yes, what score did I get? 103,600. My high score is 103,600, so that's a new high score. We've already put up a couple new high scores today, even though I thought I'd done pretty well in this, just playing it over the last couple weeks. Just not streaming it. It's something I play, when I have very little time, actually. A game I jump in, play a couple rounds of, and then do something else. It's a really good game for that kind of thing. A lot of retro score-based games are good for very short-form gaming. Speaking of short-form gaming, I'll probably just be on here for a couple of hours or so, and then I'll probably do a different stream just a little later, or something else. Okay, so this is interesting. We'll look at the original arcade version of it. I think the new version is the only one that they track the scores on, because the old one has a bunch of exploits that they patched out in a later ROM version. And as you see, it never came out in the US. I think it's released in even the Japanese region. It was really small. It's an incredibly hardcore game. It's extremely difficult. It's different and worse than the Super Nintendo game. The Super Nintendo game was easier, a lot of people will point out, because it has more slowdown, but the arcade version does have quite a bit of slowdown. It's just a hard-ass game, just harder arrangement. The levels are different. I think they're in a slightly different order. I think there's a few extra, like these weird 3D levels that nobody likes, that were cut in the Super Nintendo one, and I think they replaced that with a little more side-scrolling content. And some of the art was reworked on Super Nintendo to be better. So yeah, this is a case where it feels like the console version is the real game almost. Like it feels like the lead platform in this case. But the arcade game is an interesting thing in itself, and if you like games that are just, you know, straight up kick you in the balls hard. By the way, there's the option on the right is an easy mode that only has 3 levels. One of its primary differences is that when you die and respawn, you get to keep more of your power-up power and spend it again. So it's a little different too.
Destroy them all.
But otherwise, on the surface, this looks a lot like the Super Nintendo game at first. And it's more of a, once you play further into it, you realize how different they actually are.
Speed up. Missile. Double.
Did I grab... Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I think I grabbed one more speed up than normal. It is good to have double here, though. It's actually always good to have double in this game, as far as I can tell. The laser hasn't worked out better for me ever, because there's so many shots coming from the ceiling. sweating because I got a little bit more movement than I like, and yeah, I'm a little scared when I move. I don't want to run into stuff. Good reason. Ha! This fucking game.
Lead up.
Yeah, watching the power up off the screen like that, and you still need to be able to move at a reasonable speed to play the game. It just hurts. A lot of stuff happens in this game that just physically hurts to watch almost, where you're just like, oh god.
Destroy the mount.
There's a little bit of color cycling animation to move the sand around the antlion boss here. I just want to point that out when you look at the AM show version, how the sand throughout the level looks different.
Lead up. Missile.
I'm having a really hard time telling what my normal speed is on this game too. They all feel just a little different, so it'll be a little frustrating to get that perfect.
Multiple.
There's too much shit on screen. Can't even tell what I'm looking
Lead
at.
up. Lead up. Missile.
I didn't know if it was even possible to squeeze between those shots. That's pretty much the typical Gradius III experience for me. I've had better runs, but not much. And probably, again, just because I died more repeatedly in a better spot, not really because I made it any further. $55,800. I've never actually beaten the default high score on this game.
Game over.
That's how fucking impossibly hard it is to me. Anyway, let's look at the AM show version. Hopefully I can get through the first level so you can see the major difference that you see right off. After that, I'd have to get much further into the game, which you can clearly see is not something that I'm able to do. But let's check it out anyway. Because there's some things that are just immediately noticeable almost. As soon as I get to past the star-scrolling intro, collecting power-ups part, watch. Also, there's no beginner mode, as you noticed. And it has kind of an uglier screen startup because there's no option to disable post because there's no actual post.
Lead up.
I guess they were confident enough in the quality of the ROMs for the one place they demoed this.
Missile.
It's from an arcade trade show, AM show. I don't know anything about it. Surprisingly, as much as I love arcade games, I don't know anything about the industry.
Multiple.
And notice how the sand is animated here? And you notice how the background is no longer animated, but has this big, I think kind of ugly looking purple nebula in it. I think that keeping the Star Scroller was a good choice, but I don't understand why we get the better looking sand here that they ditched in the other one. So, just one of a couple things going on here, neither one of them would make sense to me either.
Multiple.
Shit. These are not the right choices either.
Double.
Look how the level's divided in the middle. That's very different. I don't know if that's harder or easier. Probably easier. I feel like the open field of shots is awful for me to weave through, even though this is very cramped. It's cramped for you, but it's also cramped for them, so it works out, I think.
Multiple. Force field. Multiple. Force field.
So it sounds like I took 2 force field hits already. This boss is a completely different thing. It's a dragon, not an antlion. Shit. You know, maybe this is better because it would have so much more damage and penetration on these bubbles. I'm gonna try it. I feel like it might be the right move. I can see a good argument for doing it either way. On the first level, I feel like the double is just better all around, and is the way to go. In the original game, before you get to the antlion boss, you might want to switch. On this version, I would say don't switch. Stick to the doubles.
Force field.
I think that's actually supposed to be the smooth action on 3 if you play the first level right, because you get powered up with a couple of options, and use the double throughout the level, and at the very end of the level you use the last bit of your power-ups to switch to the laser, and carry the laser into the next level and get the rest of your power-ups to get more options. And that's how you're supposed to get the game rolling. And it's not like they didn't think it out, it's just very, very hard, and almost rigid. Like, you almost have to do it exactly like I described, or good luck. Fuck!
Speed up. Speed up.
On these, I really gotta get the generators and get them quick. That's what's causing me a lot of problems. Well, they keep coming even without those things destroyed, don't they?
Speed up. Speed up.
Yeah, those things only generate ships, not bubbles. And bubbles are omnipresent.
Speed up. Speed up. Speed up.
That's almost certainly a high score for me.
Game over.
Same high score entry screen. Ranking. Oops. That's the normal game. Ranking. $78,200. That's what I just got, right? $78,200. This is the demo. Let's see. Come on, pick your shit, dude. Yeah, 78,200. Okay, so new high score there, too. There's like 3 new high scores today. Now Salamander 2. And then I'm gonna after this one, I'm gonna take a break and get a drink and stuff, and then come back, and I might do the main arcade entries in order. I might even throw in Salamander 3 into the rotation in that. I don't know. I'll at least put in the effort to try and put in a good one, though. Right now, I'm mostly just showing every game. I just had some pretty good luck on some of them. Twin laser, which is probably my favorite in a way, I don't know. It's cool when you can get the overpowered versions of the weapons by grabbing a second copy of them. So you see we're back to Salamander rules again, right? This is a 32-bit arcade game from 1996. It was released on Saturn and PlayStation in the Salamander Deluxe Collection, which I've streamed, and those are more or less arcade perfect ports. Pretty close to it. The Saturn version especially is probably really, really close. The PlayStation one was good, and the version I played, because it's honestly it's the easiest way to emulate this game. The best way to just play on most devices. I'm playing just like fucking dog shit, by the way. I'm gonna have to do another go on this one. This is I screwed it almost completely on the first level, so. I can usually get to the third with some practice. I often die on the second level of this game, though. This is a pretty hard one. I find it much harder than the original Salamander, for whatever reason. And then the third game I find kind of in between. The original Salamander is probably Konami's easiest shooter, arcade shooter. Oh, the widgets actually tell me my speed. I need to start paying attention to the widget stuff. I never look at it. When they have them all turned on, I think it's neat, and then I never look at it. There we go. Speed 2. 2's good. 3's maybe as far as I want to go. Just a shamefully bad round. I don't need to look at the high score table to know that that's not adequate. A lot worse than I usually do. Let's see what my high score is, though, just out of curiosity. So I'm ranked on the upper end of this. 214,700. Didn't even put in a third of that this time. It's terrible. I don't know. I think I've made it to the 4th level on this. Maybe. I usually die on the 3rd somewhere. And I usually score somewhere in the 200,000s, I want to say, not 60,000. But I don't know. Just try lasers this time and see if things go better. But yeah, I will say that when I played the PS1 versions of Salamander and Salamander 2, I didn't really feel like they were any different from this. It's a fine way to play the game. third speed, leave it there. If I can. A lot of times I grab 2 speeds in this game just in case I grab a 3rd speed on accident. Force field hits right there. That part's so hard to, I mean, I almost never successfully dodge there, so getting the force field is excellent if that can happen. It normally doesn't. Please drop speed. Please die and drop speed. Yeah, anything to make sure I don't hit it, right? Alright. Damn shame there's no upward shot here. Best bet might be for taking care of stuff on the roof might be a ripple. Oh, pro gamer shit. One more speed than I might need. Go ahead and switch to ripple for aforementioned reasons. Shit. Oh, those are my options? Holy shit, I didn't realize that. I thought they were some sort of enemy shot. I don't know. I got really confused there. Ah, I ran into the wall. Damn, that was a much better run. I probably have made it to the fourth level on this now that I think about it. Maybe beyond that. What's my high score on this again? Let's see here. $214. Yeah, so I probably have made it to the fourth level and then just died like at some point during that. Not bad though. Rank 200, right on the dot. I'm gonna go get a drink and stuff, and I'll be right back. But yeah, thanks for watching. Alright, I'm back, and I'm going to try and put up a decent score on each Gradius game and then each Salamander game in that order. That's what we're doing now. Gotta give these one more go through. I might finish it with some Salamander 3 even, but we'll see. Gonna be focusing on the core version of each game. Fuck that up. Oh, fucking laser. God damn it. I thought I was on option. But I wasn't. Fuck! Died on the first level. Now, this run's shot. I'll try again. Just keep going, but pretty much shot it to hell there. sure I'm destined to be destroyed on this part, but we'll see. Well, maybe not. See if we can get some power-ups eventually, huh? Fuck you, game. What? What? What an absolute dick slap out of nowhere. That's wild. Oh, that was stupid. I didn't have time to do that, and I knew that. You know, it was a decent enough run. That actually turned out better than I thought, considering I died on the first level. But that's a very typical performance on the original Gradius for me. Just about how it go. So we can go ahead and move on to 2. Try some different chips, different stuff.
Destroy them all. Speed up. Speed up. Red bomb.
Sorry, my dogs are still a little wound up. It's making me a little wound up. Threw me off there. And I started just bursting out barking like that when I was doing pretty well. Let's try this again. Ooh, the controls are sticky and bad here and weird. Make sure they're not like that during the game, man. Right's not always reading. That's not good. I don't know what's causing that.
Destroy them all.
Just react during the game.
Speed up.
What's up with the menu?
Speed up. Red bomb.
Not exactly what I wanted. That doesn't really do anything for me.
Shoot it in the head.
One shy. I'm really disappointed with my own choice here. Does this one have a ripple laser? Because that might actually give me more verticality, which is what I'm really needing.
Laser.
Nope, just a regular laser. This ship sucks all around. This isn't gonna work out well for me.
Force field.
You shall never return alive.
If I noticed that voice before. Pretty cool. Does the PC Engine version have that in it? I think maybe not. It sucks that the force field has quite a bit bigger hitbox than the ship.
Speed up.
So when you go through areas like this that are blow a hole exactly one ship wide or whatever,
Red bomb.
you basically lose your shield flying through said hole. Fuck!
Speed up. Speed up. Red bomb. up. Speed up. Red box. You need some practice.
I sure do. Let's get this one under the go.
Destroy them all. Speed up. Speed up. Photon torpedo.
Many power-ups I just have to watch just fly away. I'll never get them. There's no way. There's no way to get them.
Option.
There's just a lot of stuff that there's just no safe, reasonable way to get. 100% die if I went for them. And I've learned that. You should see how many times I played through this game and just died right there. Because I'm like, power up. Oh shit, I died. Power up. Oh shit, I died. And I did it like a million times. And then like, oh yeah, there's actually literally no way to get those power-ups. Like 99% of the time, there's just no way to fucking do it. And it's stupid to try.
Double. Shoot it in the head.
Watch that ranking go up is frustrating too. Yep, the game's just gonna be kicking me in the ass.
Shield.
You shall never return alive.
Well, the shield's just gonna get eaten anyway. That's stupid. I hate the way that works.
Shoot it in the eye.
That's kind of unfortunate that I couldn't secure that one last thing that I needed, but here we are. Not to write anything for that.
Ease up. Ease up. Ease up. Ease up.
I just can't even think of a more frustrating or awful place to die, probably.
Ease up.
You need some practice.
Sure.
Destroy them all. Speed up. Speed up. Multiple. Missile.
This is a tail gunner ship, isn't it? I should have paid more attention to what the double shot was. I bet it's a tail gunner. It's not all that useful. Yeah, I mean, kind of, sort of. Maybe more useful here than the ripple, I don't know. Guess we're about to find out. Yep, tail gunner. So maybe that's the way to go here, though. This does get pretty nasty from both directions. Got an extra life somehow? Absolutely no idea why.
Speed up. Missile. Destroy the mouth.
A lot of people say they prefer the Super Nintendo game's music as well. Playing the arcade game, the music is exactly as I remember it on Super Nintendo, so I would actually need to do a side-by-side comparison to comment on that. I'm not sure if I have my speed where I want it to be. I think I might need to power that up one more level. pretty sure I do.
Speed up. Laser. Speed up. Speed up. Missile. Speed up. Speed up.
So my goal in this game, of course, is to someday beat that default high score. I think my high score is like something like 55,000.
Game over.
It's insanely hard. I don't even understand why anyone would want. Like, this shouldn't have gotten out of testing. I feel like maybe they were too far up their own ass on this one. And what I mean by that is, I mean that I think everyone involved in making this game had played way too much Gradius and Salamander, and it had just gotten to a point where what they thought was normal is like for highly skilled players, and when they thought they were making a challenging game, they actually ended up making a nearly impossible game. So, I mean, for normal people, if you're really good at shooters, maybe this isn't that big of a deal. But to me, this is one of the hardest games I can even imagine playing. And I really mean that. It's just, it's straight up a square kick to the balls.
Destroy them all.
It's fun. It's just way too hard. And the Super Nintendo game is balanced so much better that it just feels stupid to play this one instead of that game. A rare instance where I wish they had included the console version because I like it so much better. I would really rather compete for a high score on that one too. I don't know. Just like it better. I have not been paying attention to my power-ups and gotten myself into a very weird situation. That's alright. Not a situation that can't be worked out.
Speed up. Speed up.
I went ahead and took insane risks because I had seen how shittily it had gone already. This one was made a crucial fuck up too early on and couldn't turn it around. We'll give it one more go. This isn't even worth putting my name for. Here we go. So we tried it with every ship.
Destroy them all.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing, is I really need to look at the all mix, which excludes aim show, of course. It's the new version every ship. If you look at all mix on this one, and that would really let me know what my high score was. And with which ship?
Multiple.
That part's pissing me off. Pissing me off pretty bad. These guys are just, it's crazy, man. It's fucking, their pattern and their movement and where they're shooting. That's hell on earth. You're probably wondering, oh, why don't you just go up there and kill him? That's not fucking possible, I'm telling you. I'm telling you that it cannot be done. Now I can. That was my one and only finally opportunity to get that done. Hate that, but I can't do anything about it. Oh my fucking god. Oh, jeez. I hate that I didn't get that other power up though. Like, that's the difference between having a double shot and not having it here. Whatever.
Double.
Does it shoot straight down? I don't like that. Let's see if we can fix it. I had to know. I had to know. Yeah, we can fix it right here.
Laser.
Oh, twin laser. This is cool. Thank you, slow down. That would have been impossible otherwise, obviously. At full speed, that would have been absolute tour de force of reflex testing. Like most all of this. This is way crazy. Holy moly.
Speed up. Speed up. Missile. Speed up. Speed up.
I'm like, I don't see a way through this. That doesn't seem possible.
Speed up.
Never mind. That was at least a better run, though. That's how far I normally get.
Game over.
May it have been? Why? Yeah, let's go ahead and try again. Since there's absolutely no reason for that. Problems on your end, I guarantee you. This AT&T fiber shit never goes out. That's why I started streaming in the first place. I'm like, 450 megabits is what it's testing it up? Well, that's fine. That should be able to stream some stuff. It's supposed to be 500. I get about 600 down and 450 up, probably due to compression or whatever. But yeah, hang on just a second, and I'll be right back. And actually, rather than double back into Salamander 3, which already has its own stream, I don't feel like I really need to do that. What I'm going to do is show you yet another version of Salamander Life Force, which is the US version of Salamander known as Life Force. It mostly plays entirely by the Japanese rules, but has some graphic differences. This is kind of interesting, too. And probably has its own high score table as well, I'm sure.
Destroy them all. Enter stomach muscle zone. Pick it up for multiple. Pick it up, multiple. Increase power. Shield. Pulse laser.
You get this brown background here, which is a little different. It's closer to the blue webbing of the original Salamander, though, than it is to the purple speckles of the Japanese Life Force, which is so strange. The whole color scheme and design of that one is the most weird. But this one's slightly weird, so I thought I'd show it to you. I've become almost obsessed with, like, the Konami, what I would call the Konami action trinity, or whatever we want, the Contra, Gradius, Castlevania thing. I've always been crazy about Castlevania, but as I've gotten into shooters more and more, I'm crazy about Gradius and Gradius also. Twinbee, not so much. That one never really clicked with me, although the PC Engine Twinbee game is fantastic. Maybe the Super Nintendo one's good too. I don't think I've really given it a shot. Maybe I did a long time ago on Twitch. Again, this is the key scoring area of this level. That's how you're going to maximize your points.
Make way through muscle tissue. Fire! Fire! Destroy eye of mutant.
I think the second level still gives us asteroids instead of cellular particles. We're going to find out on all that stuff too. I just like this one better than the Japanese Life Force because the gameplay stays true. I don't think this game plays... Although the Nintendo and Famicom versions of it play fantastic, the arcade version does not play as well with the Gradius power-up system. It's just not balanced for it.
Enter kidney zone.
So yeah, these guys look a little more like bugs or whatever.
Kidney stones cannot be destroyed.
They call them kidney stones. What did they say in that? Now I need to play the fucking Japanese one again just to compare. but they look like asteroids. Man, this is so strange. This whole game. Why did they remix it so many weird ways? I think it's interesting that the two went back to, hey, we're gonna play like the original Salamander with its design ideas and without it being as affected by Gradius. And then with Salamander 3, they were like, yep, we're sticking with that. We're gonna make it like Salamander 2 was. So, it's for the better though. Gives them their own identity.
Destroy sensor membrane.
Also, I'm curious to know if the US version's harder. I feel like I've done worse on it every time I've played it. But that could just be coincidence. Like, I'm having a pretty bad run right now. It's not particularly good, at least. I don't know. I kind of want to try this one until I get to the 3rd level. Because the fire's like blue and looks way different on Japanese Life Force, and it's just a regular fire level that we all know and love from the American Life Force NES game in the original Salamander. So and this game has other different palette swaps. I'm just curious to see what it looks like here.
Destroy them all. Enter stomach muscle zone. Pick it up for multiple. Pick it up multiple. Increase power. Pick it up for heal. Pulse laser. Multiple. Destroy violent antibiotics.
I also love this game's music. I love both the 8-bit Nintendo renditions of it as well as this original arcade synth. It's great. Oh my god, what? Well, this has turned into a trash run. Looks like we're going to be on this one for a little bit, for a minute. We've been playing this one for a minute. I should check and see what time it is to see if I can really stick with these for a little while. Like I said, this isn't even necessarily the only thing I want to stream today. So next weekend we'll start on Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, something I've been wanting to check out for a minute. Yeah, like I said, absolute trash run. Everything's fucked. There's no chance of me even doing sort of decent. I may stream this yet one more time. Wait, I haven't done the NES version. 2 more times.
Fire.
I haven't done the PC Engine version either. When I streamed this before, it was on PlayStation, actually. Which is, like, identical to the regular Salamander. And a great way to play the game. But yeah, the Nintendo game's great too. It's, again, got the Gradius power-up system that is based on the Japanese Life Force with Salamander graphics. And then the PC Engine version of Salamander is basically almost arcade perfect. Original Salamander, all original. Everything looks original, like just the original arcade game. Except for you get set back when you die.
Destroy them all. Result chamber. Enter stomach muscle zone. Pick it up for multiple. Increase power.
Or don't pick it up for multiple because they're doing poorly. That also works, or doesn't work at all. Cool. Worst start ever. Don't even have my fucking ripple. Man, that's wild.
Destroy violent antibiotics. Multiple. up for hyper speed. Multiple.
What the fuck is happening to my ability to play this game? I mean, after that point, I can't actually bother. I can't bother anymore. I'm gonna have to start over again. I mean, that doesn't even deserve a name entry. Actually, none of them do, because it doesn't save it. I've been doing it out of habit, which is weird. Anyway, here we go.
Enter stomach muscle zone. Pick it up for multiple. Pick it up for multiple. Increase power. Pick it up for heal. Pulse laser.
Now there's a normal start. Thank fucking God. Finally.
Multiple. Destroy violent antibiotics. Multiple.
So yeah, the Nintendo port of Life Force must have seemed strange to Japanese people because it had the original Salamander graphics, and the Life Force arcade game in the US was much closer to the Salamander graphics, so it wasn't the graphics that threw them off. They were like, why does it have the Gradius power-up system? Because our Life Force in the arcade didn't.
Make way through muscle tissue. Fire! 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 Destroy Eye of Mutant. Enter kidney zone.
Man, look at that destruction rate. Incredible.
Pick it up for laser.
I don't know I want laser right now. I don't know.
Kidney
I don't know
stone
what I want.
cannot be destroyed.
I feel like the laser does a shittier job on the boss here than the Ripple does, so maybe not, you know? It's just so weird. You would expect the laser's DPS to be so much better, but it just doesn't seem like it is. And I don't know if it's just not hitting as often or what's going on there.
Mutant Cylon attacking.
Curious to know if this is going to be mechanical or bioorganic. Or something in between.
Destroy center membrane.
Nah, it's a mechanical one. Looks the same as... Everything looks the same here as the Japanese one except for the background being a different color. And maybe a different tile even. I don't know. Can't remember. That's terrible if that happened. It's gonna make this go very poorly, I think. Here, I'm gonna do it this way and like be real cautious. Yeah, even being really cautious doesn't work. It's too fucking hard.
Enter from a beginner chamber. Warning, warning, danger zone.
Warning, warning, sphincter zone.
Acid plane.
Okay, we're going with more traditional. God damn it on that power-up. Were you kidding me?
Interruption.
Are you fucking kidding me? Like, really? Like, that's almost blowing my mind. Anyway, yeah, it's very red on here. And now we know. So that answered our questions about some of the visual differences. Stereo sound. Let's play the version we know and love, though. The Japanese one. Which may or may not be easier.
Destroy them all. Pick it up for multiple. 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 Missile. Pick it up for steel. Ripple laser. Multiple. Multiple.
I may or may not hop back on the Battlefield beta this weekend. If I see my homies on there, I'll probably jump on for a little while at least. There is a new map. But I have found personally, and my friends have told me the exact opposite of this, by the way. This is a huge difference in people's taste, by the way. So you're going to feel strongly about this if you play these types of games. Having played Call of Duty Warzone when it was good, and not now, because I don't play it anymore, it's terrible now. But like at its height, I now understand that battle royales are like a million times more entertaining than a regular deathmatch. I cannot go back. I just cannot go back. And I have a bunch of friends who just refuse to play anything that is a battle royale. So people feel very strongly about that stuff. I think for me, what it is like me and my squad, we're tight, and we want it to be about us and how we do. And like you can compare how you do, I guess, to the rest of your team or something, but it's just like this 32-player battle with all these people that I don't give a shit about, and it doesn't feel like the stakes matter as much because it's not about ranking our team in somewhere. And there's no downtime to it. It's always blast, 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 enemies in your face, just like a Call of Duty deathmatch, which I find just boring as shit now. Like I cannot even, man. It's like playing in the lobby or something to me. It doesn't even feel like a real video game. So I like the seesaw of the pace of the game being slow, and you having to loot and do whatever, and then gear up and prepare for a battle and encounter enemies. And, oh, we made it through. We scraped through. We're going to, and then you're on to the next place. And then if you make it far, then things become frantic because now there's an enemy around every corner. Because now we've narrowed it in. I just think the pace and the way battle royales are designed is hellaciously entertaining. So a lot of you are probably thinking, oh, why don't you play Apex Legends, or why don't you play Fortnite? I mean, I have, but here's my complaints about each one of them. Fortnite. I don't like third-person shooters as much as first, but if they had a first-person, no-build mode all the time, I would be pretty interested in it. My big complaint with Fortnite beyond that is that you don't get to play against very many human players. It's like playing Warzone's casual mode, which I enjoy Warzone's casual mode. Like I thought that was kind of a cool idea that they put that in. One of the few good things that Warzone did as it went into its absolute shittiest phase of existence and is no longer a playable or viable game at all, because of cheaters mostly and glitches and just the half-assedness of the whole thing, half-assedness of the whole experience. Where was I going with this?
Speed up. Destroy them all.
Oh yeah, and the reason why I don't like Apex Legends is actually much simpler. I hate the way every single gun feels in that game, and I hate the way shooting feels in that game. I hate the way shooting feels in Apex Legends. I hate every single weapon I've ever used in that game. None of them feel normal to me, and I lose every single shootout that I participate in Apex Legends. I genuinely do not understand the game, and I've never been able to get my footing on it at all. So, of the two, I'd be more likely to play Fortnite. And I know there's some other options. We've tried PUBG. PUBG actually has some of the same problems that Warzone has, with like quite a lot of cheating and stuff. It is, of course, like an uglier game too. So what I'm really hoping for, what I want more than anything, is for Battlefield 6 to have a good battle royale. And I know that's not what Battlefield fans want. I know none of you guys give a shit about it. But as an ex-Warzone fanatic of like 2019 and 2020 era Warzone or whatever, the possibility of that Battlefield game, but on huge maps as a battle royale, sounds awesome. Like really awesome. Like Game of the Year material if they come through with it. But they gotta come through with it, and everybody's gotta be on board for it, or it's not gonna work.
Multiple. An intruder has penetrated our force field. Go up. Pick it up for laser.
I'm not saying Battle Royale is the only mode I can enjoy in a game either now, but it would have to be something very similar to one. I could enjoy a squad deathmatch, and I know that the game is getting that, but I don't think the maps are going to be big enough for me to actually not get burnt out, bored, and frustrated, as I usually do with small maps. I don't do well in the meat grinder. I just don't. I start dying, and then it starts like turning into this like rapid tumble of dying over and over again. And a lot of times I end up going like 2 and 20, like that kind of stuff. So I just get frustrated by it, and I'm not into it. I find it boring. If I was good at it, maybe it'd be less boring, but I mean, I'm not interested in it. I'm not having enough fun to get good at it, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things that's just probably not going to happen. But yeah, Generally speaking, though, I enjoy shooters, whether they're competitive or solo stuff, regardless of when they're made. I don't find the campaigns on modern first-person shooters to be very good. Mostly, I usually find them pretty boring. What time is it?
Speed up.
And not even really boring. They're just short. Like a Call of Duty campaign's like 4 hours long or something, you know.
Missile.
Whereas I prefer something like Borderlands, where I can really sink my teeth into it and play it for 40 or 50 hours to get to the main campaign or whatever. I like meatier games on modern stuff sometimes, and then I like short and simple on older games.
Ripple laser.
It's kind of how I play them. So I don't know.
Force field.
There are a few modern FPS and TPS games that are just action games that I think are fantastic. Like Vanquish is a really, really good TPS.
Missile chamber is empty.
And
Pick it up for multiple. Multiple.
so is Red Faction Guerrilla if you want something
Pick
bigger
it up
and more
for
open world.
missile. Pick it up for force field. Multiple.
Everybody talks about how good they thought Titanfall 2's campaign was, but I didn't see it. I thought the first level was super cool. And then there was like a sewer, there was a factory after that. Sewer levels are never good. That's just not exciting. Factory level also not good, but they had cool parts in it where you saw some things being assembled. So kind of a mixed bag there. And then the fourth level is like back to the sewer again, and I'm like, no, I'm done. I'm done with this. I don't know why you guys think this is cool, but like, I'm not feeling it. It feels like a regular Call of Duty campaign, but with much more dull levels. But yes, also Giant Robot, which is cool. But that's, I don't know. I like, as far as meat grinder arena combat shooters go, man, I'm just playing like, it's a joke. It's a joke how bad I'm doing. But yeah, as far as like the regular arena deathmatch stuff, Titanfall 2 was a really exceptionally good one. I thought the robots did, in fact, meaningfully make that more interesting.
Destroy them all.
But yeah, I just don't understand what people like about the single player campaign so much.
Multiple.
Maybe I'll give it another shot someday, I don't know.
Pick it up for force field. Ripple laser. Multiple. Multiple.
I did mean to give the BioShock games another look at some point, but since I'm working on like Borderlands games very slowly, eventually later this fall I'm going to get to a pre-sequel. I didn't want to mix those up really right now. The thing about it, like BioShock is a game that I feel like is probably pretty overrated every time I've ever played it, but back when it came out, man, people were like, oh, this is game of the year, game of the century, this is the best shit. These BioShock games are so fucking good.
Multiple.
And when I played them, I was like, are they? I mean, they're alright. The only one I actually played through was, damn it, motherfucker. I have to concentrate my fire or I'm gonna end up dead again. This is such like unusually bad playing for me though on this. I don't know what's going on here. I'm gonna probably have to take a quick break after this and concentrate for a second and give it another shot.
Go up.
Longest I've ever seen that guy survive.
Multiple. Pick it up for later.
Pick it up. That's gone. Never mind. Pick it up for nothing. Never mind. Don't worry about that. Aggressive.
Multiple.
Something weird going on with my ranking. I should have paid more attention to it. Definitely felt like something weird was going on there. That didn't seem normal. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back. Alright, here we go. Well, almost. Alright, here we go. For real this time.
Destroy them all. Pick it up for multiple. 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 Hit missile. Pick it up for force field. Ripple laser. Multiple. Multiple. Up. An intruder has penetrated our force field. Go up. Pick out for laser. Laser.
Try laser, I don't know. And laser does work well against those lines of enemies, but I also recall it now not working well against the boss, so I probably will still have to change.
An intruder has penetrated our
I probably won't get any opportunity to, it looks like. That's alright. God damn, getting the final hit in seems like the real problem here. Yeah. The ripple seems to work much, much better. I should never take this. Even if it does help during the stage a little bit sometimes. Boss annoying shit to fight. Heart attack time for no reason. That part kind of sucks, but I got through it.
An intruder has penetrated our force field.
Oh, this isn't great.
Go up.
There we go. Alright.
Force field.
Getting some serious slowdown there now. You see the background's a lot more active on this than the if you grew up with Life Force on the Nintendo Entertainment System like I did. Mostly has a black background on this level, I believe. Oh god. Oh dear Christ. Yeah, I knew I was bone there. Fuck. Don't go through that side of it, obviously. And now I'm completely powered down.
Triple laser.
Nice.
An intruder has penetrated our force field.
Interesting. I don't think that's a new high score for me. I think that's the furthest I've ever gotten, but I don't think it's the new high score for me. I'm certain it's the furthest I've ever gotten. 412, 900. Let's see how it fell short, just barely. Yeah, 418, 700. Well, fell 6,000 short. Anyway, I'm going to move on to Salamander 2 for the last bit of this. And, yeah, Salamander 2. And we'll wrap it up, probably.
Speed up.
I spent some real time on this. Not like a super long stream, but I could keep going on it for a while. I do love these games. Any one of these games I could play for a couple hours, really, so I could just play it until my eyes fall out. Alright, here we go. Those invincible mode options and stuff, that's cool too. I'm glad that that's in the game. If I ever really wanted to see all of Salamander 2 and feel like I need to know what's in the game, that's a way it could be done, you know? If somebody tells me some outrageous shit, like, you can actually get crazy power up if you do this thing that's too hard to do. The fifth boss hangs dong, and you can't get there or whatever. There you go, invincibility. Do it. I need that power up. Do it. Quick, quick, quick. Nope. If I'd tried to grab the power up when I first noticed it though, wouldn't have had time. Would have definitely died. So that's really, really frustrating either way too. Just barely had enough time to get missile. Missile. I'd love to get that twin shot, but too far back. There's a laser anyway. Nice. Again, without getting the force field, I do not know what to do there. I've never been successful yet without the force field. And again, the force field usually takes 1 to 2 hits when I get it there. So yeah, this is the red shots on red background level that everybody loves. If you have any kind of color vision problems at all, this is probably just absolute hell too. Hell, I don't know how good my color vision is. Like all guys, I always think it's better than it actually is. You really start to learn about the quality of your color vision when you start playing board games too. Let me tell you, some of these games. And it doesn't help that my kitchen light is like the ugliest, like most blue LED lighting ever. Maybe we can do something about that. It's awful. What the fucking shit? That's weird as hell. One moment here. Alright, I'm back. I'm about to wrap this up. I'm going to just do a little bit more of this game until I get on a decent score. And we'll see how it goes from there. Again, it might not be a terrible idea for me to look and see what some of my other scores are on this. Let's go ahead and do that while we're thinking about it. Because I cannot remember already. 214,700. Okay. Feels doable, doesn't it? So, if I stream again tonight, and I probably will, it'll probably be a run and gun. Does anyone have a preference between Alien Hominid and Contra Rebirth? Because it'll probably be one of those two games. Ah, game! I can tell we're going to have to take a few tries at this. I was going to wrap this up after like one or two more tries, but I think it might take a few more. I'm kind of playing like shit here. Kind of playing totally shitty, so we'll see how it goes. I'm just now realizing that there's 2 types of missiles and I switched to the one that doesn't work as well. God damn it. The one that just seems objectively worse because it doesn't fire in both directions. I don't even know if that was better or worse than my last attempt. Yeah, hey, power-ups are cool, but I thought he'd do it without power-ups this time. Since the enemies have decided to move in exactly where they are and fucking make a little nest on them. Whoa, I got through that without getting hit, and I didn't have a force field. That might be a first. A breakthrough. Well, that's just annoying. Trying some power-ups. But I don't, so here it is. Fuck you, game. Yeah, that's almost like playing for real, isn't it, guy? Why don't you just go hide off the screen forever? That's cool. Yeah. Not cheating at all. No, it was pretty average, mediocre, and check that. I'll do one more. I'm gonna do exactly one more here. And Salamander 2, and to a lesser extent 3, is a game of not getting certain power-ups. On 3, I hate the formation mod. On this one, I've got to watch out. Apparently, the missile icon changes it between good missiles and bad missiles every other time you grab it. But I'm just going to call it the one that goes down. Even if it does have a bigger explosion or travel further or whatever, it's the bad missile. You want the one that goes two directions. I don't think there's a single exception to that anywhere in this game. I can't even imagine why that would be the case. So you've got to avoid M once you get the good missile like I've got right now, and I'm just now noticing this. In addition to not getting too many speed icons, you really want a speed level of 2. Just like any other. I mean, at least that's my preference in these games. I use a speed of 2 on every single Gradius and Salamander game, except for, there's one big exception. Oh, Life Force, which you use 1. And really, maybe Salamander 1 might just be 1 either. I don't know. Maybe a 2's the most, though, for sure. This is probably the best in between here. Don't grab the M's, don't grab the S's, and keep on rocking. And if I do accidentally grab an M and I've lost track of it or whatever, I'll figure it out on the next level. And we'll be back in action. That's a ranking thing right there. I'd have to pay attention to what the ranking says on the little widget on the side, but I just noticed that the pattern was different and worse that time. I think it actually has fewer ships on the harder pattern too. That's interesting, but they're like packed right into the middle when they spawn, so it's awful. Yeah, I had to pay the price for doing well. And now I've got no speed or anything, so see how it goes from here. Oh, that was a bad missile. I'll need to take one more missile icon. Absolutely have to have that twin shot on the next level. Oh, this sucks. There we go. Oh, another horizontal level? I don't think I've made it this far before. Maybe. That's a bad missile. I'm gonna need to fix that. I may have not had any missile before that though, so... There we go. There's the good missiles. Ah! I knew they were going to pull some shit like that, and I still wasn't fast enough. Speaking of not fast enough, that's the tragedy right now. Like that's... Ooh, I didn't even know that was something I could wreck into. 214, 500. This is absolutely, unquestionably the furthest I've made it, but is it a high score? I don't think it is. We'll see, though. I try not to feel bad about that, though, when I make it further and don't get a high score, because it's like, basically I've learned what I need to do to get a high score in the future. Yeah, I guess that was my high score. 214, 700. Alright, well that was a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. I know a few people dropped by today and checked it out. I love these games. I highly recommend this package. I mean, it is $35, which seems like a bit, but it also includes the new game, Salamander 3, which I didn't play today, but I have a previous stream of it if you want to check that out. I hope everyone's having a good weekend, and I'll be back soon with more action games. Thanks for watching.